Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rum on the Couch video number 97. Dave here from Manchester Rum Festival, and for this episode we're going to pop over to Colombia and we're going to experience two different expressions from one brand, which is a bit of a history and a bit of a personal favourite of mine when it comes to South American rums, and that is the gents and ladies from La Hechicera. Now, I have to say, full disclosure, I did do this video once, it then cut off, so it will look like I've already opened these, and I actually have. So, but I realised for some reason my phone just decided to not work, so it will look like I've already opened this and already tried it. But I'm going to remember that I haven't read the tasting notes yet, so we should be okay for a bit more of a legit response towards these rums. The second one I haven't opened actually, so we're good for that one. But anyway, back to what it should be. This is what we call, or they call, sorry, the experimental series. I have two, as I say. The first one is number 1, aged 12 to 21 years, finished in Muscat casks. The second one, barrel aged up to 21 years, delicately infused with banana. So, quite intrigued. Like I say, I have had this one already. This is the glass that it came in, but ultimately, let's give it a go. 43% ABV is the very first expression. I was saying originally that it has the barrel history on the label, which I've never really seen too much before. So the barrels themselves, bourbon, non-disclosed in terms of when that bourbon barrel was started, but it finished in 2003. Then went to rum between 2003 and 2006. Muscat wine from 2006 to 2018. And then Hechicera had it from 2018 to 2019. So quite some good transparency there. On the other side of the label, gives a bit of a reason why we have a Muscat finish. So the Muscat experiment. This is La Hechicera's rum, beautifully matured in the rich history of white oak casks that were full to the brim with the finest Muscat wine. A forgotten experiment, providentially remembered. 12 years into his rum venture, Miguel Riascos Sr. filled 16 barrels of rum with his favourite wine to see what could happen. Very forgot about it. Another 12 years later, while running a disciplined inventory, his son Miguel Riascos Jr. came upon the barrels to find they harboured spectacular wine. A couple of tasting notes there, I won't read them. He then entered the barrels, filled them with rum aged 12 to 21 years, and waited several more months to create this delectable finish. Like I say, I've got a nice little penchant with Hechicera. I was at one of their first launches, I think 2013, off memory, in Manchester at a now closed bar called Kikamoku. So I met Laura Riascos, and then I actually met Miguel, I want to say 3 years ago, just before lockdown. I think we paired it with chocolates, off memory. Seem to recollect, which again was a beautiful insight to Colombian rums and the story of Hechicera as well. So I've never actually had these experimental ranges, barring the banana, which was in Sheffield at a really cool rum bar next to another really cool rum bar called Cubana, which is next door to Bamboo Door. I did have a little nip of the banana, but ultimately I was having a lot of different rums, so it's quite cool to sit down with yourselves and let's give these a go. So I've repoured the number 1, the 43% ABV, and the first thing I get is like soaked raisins. It's quite subtle. It's not too much power behind the aromas here, but ultimately there's definitely something there. I'm not a huge experience when it comes to Muscat wines, but I'm aware that it's, in my mind, I was going to say the word musty. I try not to say that with wines these days, but it does have that sort of or leathery sort of aromas towards it. A real sort of rich skinness, the dryness that I believe Muscat offers my palate. But also, I know it's got that kind of stringent richness that surrounds it all. So I'm kind of getting those aromas off the nose of this. But on the palate, wide. It's got a beautiful sort of citrus undertone here. It goes sort of big, then back. Natural sweetness. There's nothing fake about this at all. You can tell it's that full to the brim Muscat wine barrels. It really influences rum. When you breathe in, you get the more subtle aromas. I kind of get that sort of dewdrop pear element towards it. Not too much citrus comes through on this one in my mind. Nothing's kind of cutting it to dry it out. And it's not cloggy. You're not chomping on it either. Won't say it's too smooth. It has a slightly raw edge to this, but that's not a bad shout. I was going to say I just drink this on its own, but an old fashioned with this would actually work very, very well. You know, some black walnut bitters, some smoke and oak would really sort of lift it quite nicely and retain the sort of, I'd say, quite subtle characteristics. Even though it's bold sort of brashness, it's actually hitting you with only a handful of different flavours there. And some fig liqueurs in this. Just to really offer that sweetness in terms of the old fashioned as well. That'd be beautiful. That'd be a really good winter warmer as well. Okay, so that's the very first. Let's put you there. Second one, banana infused. 41% this one. Where's the top? There we go. No, is it? There we go. We're getting there slowly. So this one, I've got not a penchant for banana infused rums, but ultimately I know it's a thing. I like bananas, so it's not offensive to the palate or my experience of trying different rums. But this one, banana provenance instead of barrel provenance. So the species, can I even pronounce that without offending anybody? Muscat acuminata? Hopefully I said that right. Variety is Gros Miquel, and the region is Tolima in Colombia. At an altitude of 800 to 1,400, I don't know what MASL is, to be really honest. Meters above sea level. Of course it is. The cultivation cycle is 2 years. Non-GMO, organic and fair trade bananas used. That is cool. I'm liking the transparency on the bananas alone. Banana Experiment. This is Hechicera's rum, expertly matured in white oak casks and infused with generous amounts of organic banana flesh. The latest installment of Serie Experimental is an ode to the, apologies if I said that in a very ununique way, is an ode to the 3 generations of Riascos banana growers who weathered the unforgiving whims of nature to bring forth the most nourishing of tropical fruits. All of this, of course, before the family transitioned into the romantic adventure of making rum. In a quest to find the ideal balance of flavours, master blender Geraldo Mituca has steeped sun-dried bananas in fine-aged rum, thus harnessing the intensity of the fruit while preserving the integrity of the spirit. Okay, that's a pretty cool way of explaining what this is all about. Sometimes you just can't beat a cork from a bottle. So like I say, I have had a little bit of this prior to it. So I have a rough idea what I'm expecting, I have to say. But let's put it this way. I'm intrigued to give this a go without my palate being so infused with different styles of rum as it was at that event at Cubana. So, very subtle on the banana. It's not that kind of fake rich banana that I think a lot of people would expect from a banana-infused rum. It's definitely there. You definitely get the sort of skins of that banana as well. You really get the kind of, it's not light, thin, if you know what I mean. And I still get the rum. That's key. I'm intrigued by this. So 41% ABV. Dare I say, it tastes like bananas. It just opened up right then. It went wide. And the rum came through as well. That was interesting. Didn't do that when I first had a little nip of it a couple of weeks back. That was not expected. Second sip. A bit more on the intense banana now. but it's not that fake banana. It's not that confectionery banana sort of sweetness. I'm not going to lie. You can tell that's got real banana. It's never seen a fake banana in its life. That is exactly what that should taste like. There's only really, in my mind, and my own experience, you know, I get everyone has their own take on rums, but it's only really 2, 3 rum banana infused brands that I will always sort of vouch for. This has hit that top 3 for sure. The other 2, for transparency, Arcane Banana Orange from Mauritius, it blew me away when I tried that for the very first time, especially the daiquiri. It really offered a lot lighter approach. It's a very young rum in comparison to Hechicera. And Hoxton Banana, it generally surprised me. That's a blend of different rums. Trinidad's, Barbados and Venice. 3 different types of rum. I'm struggling to remember that one. But either way, that is dried bananas off memory. So again, 3 very different approaches, but all using fresh bananas. And that is beautiful. That is, yeah, I am really enjoying this. I am liking that a hell of a lot. So, ladies and gentlemen, these 2 bottles are available. Which one would I prefer? I think banana, in my mind. Don't get me wrong, this is still very, very good. And I think it's a continuation of what I have appreciated about Hechicera over the years since its launch in the UK. It's not the biggest brand, you know, don't get me wrong, you're not going to see it loads in different bars, but I think the bars who do have it will understand the reasoning behind this brand. I think it's got a great story, some great people who I've met over the years with Laura and Miguel, and just offering something a little bit unique, but also, in my mind, actually quite traditional in terms of how people approach South American rums. So do give it a go if you come find it out, whether it's online, whether it's at Tipples in Manchester or Aston's in Manchester if you're local to around here. But that is versatile as well. Very intrigued to give these a go, especially in the old-fashioned with the Muscat. And I just think, actually, I'm quite intrigued about a daiquiri, to be fair. But quite a rich one, but I have a sweet tooth. So let's give it a go. Excuse me. Pina colada. Oh, that'd be good than a pina colada. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. As mentioned in the previous episode, if you saw it, and if you haven't, why not? We are getting very close to number 100 of the Rum on the Couch series as well. So please do keep on watching, keep on supporting. Let me know if there's anything that you think about the brands that you've seen so far. Any comments? Have you tried these Hechicera rums, for example? And ultimately, what would you like to see in the future? If I have it, let's take it on. So, ladies and gentlemen, until then, I will see you very soon.